Hey everybody, finally let's take a look at the cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin in particular. Sive is here with forexpeacearmy.com. So situation here is changing. So market, you can see, is becoming more bullish, shows nice activity on this side. And well, currently it's very difficult to forecast how this performance will be in general. This is really great news that we're getting this upward action, because as we mentioned a few months ago, that an area between the 50 and 60 we suggest that this might be potentially interesting area for a long entry if you're an investor and prefer to hold positions for a long term. And the performance that we see here is really great, but market in the recent times is too volatile. So we could change the direction of blink of an eye, immediately crash the resisted rally or formed another one. And all this stuff is based on tweets of the Donald Trump, some contradictory information, and so on. From that standpoint of view, currently, I wouldn't take off the table the possibility of creating the new lows on the Bitcoin market. Is still possible, because we do not know what will happen. In the nearest time, at least based on the news stream, we suggest that the new stage of escalation will come. How strong it will be, also difficult to say, but the degree of the escalation also will make impact on the performance of the cryptocurrencies as well. At the same time, taking into consideration the price shape and the technical issues that we have here, we do not exclude the situation where upward action might start with this pattern. So you could see this potentially evening star pattern that is forming on the bottom on the monthly chart. This is April. Usually when such a pattern is forming, we are getting some pullback later before next stage will start. And that might be the chance for taking the position. Most probably it should happen somewhere in May or June. If this pattern will be confirmed, if in the last couple of weeks, April, price will not drop back down here. So that's the thing that definitely makes sense to keep an eye on the monthly chart. So on the weekly chart, you can see we are getting more and more signs of the erasing of the bearish patterns. Market moving above the grabber. Now it's no questions at all about its validity. They have been failed and erased. That's, by the way, another reason why I think that on the monthly chart we could get here just a pullback before upward continuation. So here's also, you can see nice performance. Now we're going to the daily. On the daily, the grabber pattern that we suggested previously has worked nice. That's the OP target that we still keep on the chart 52. Potentially, depending on the news background, fundamental background, we can't exclude that it might be garter steeple to sell with a possible downward continuation to the OP. We will see. But as an option, I would keep it for this time, because well, overall situation on the markets and global situation, geopolitics, well, it doesn't let us to relax, and it doesn't guarantee that everything has changed and we're coming to the new prosperity period. So this is still possible. If market will move high and jump above the 1718, in this case, yes. So it will be final confirmation that it's nothing bearish will happen already here. But for now, with this ABCD placed, quite possible that we could get here a kind of minor ABCD to complete the OP. It's possible. So this grabber that we talked about last week has worked perfect. You can see market taking out of this top. And currently, I would consider still reaching over this target of this ABCD pattern, just because market already stands too close to it. So you can see it's a very small difference between the current price action, it's around 77, and the target here is around 80, even 81. With this performance, it's more probable that market will try to reach it before direction will change. Besides, on lower time frames, we also see signs for that. For example, here, if you remember, we talked about the possible hand rolls. I will just take it off for a moment. I will remind you what we discussed. If you remember, here was potential hand shoulders. We said that keep an eye on if it will fail, because we have a grabber. Just take a position with the possible upward action. And this happened. As usual, on the ruins of the hand shoulders, we've got the butterfly to the upside. And failure of this hand shoulders is another bullish confirmation. That's market is aimed on the higher level. So 81, I think that might be completed. Meantime, we should not forget about channel that we have on the daily chart. Oh, sorry, on hourly chart we have inside the channel. Market follows it very accurately, forming different patterns. From that standpoint of view, it makes sense for some pullback. So market now stands at the 30%. If downside action will be relatively gradual, it could meet the lower bound of the channel, precisely the 618 support, which is approximately 76.50-77. So that's the position points that theoretically might be considered for possible taking the long position. Final point that I would like to mention is the acceleration. So we have here good frosting action here. It's going to be much faster than this one, which also from technical point of view stands in favor of the bullish performance. That's what we have currently. So as a bottom line, the technical picture looks not bad. Theoretically around 76, 77, this might be good opportunity for long entry. We don't have any issues around the technicals. We are worried about the fundamentals, about geopolitics, because it is unpredictable. We do not know what will happen, what the degree of escalation will be, how it will be presented in the media, and that's the major risk factor. So if it will go really bad, demand for liquidity once again might appear, and everything will crash. But that's the reality that we have to deal with. So think, decide. Our answer on this reality, our answer on this risk, is searching the points where we could minimize the potential loss. So that's why trying to catch the retracement lower, it might be one of the solutions in the current circumstance.